in this final of the women's 400 metres freestyle. She is the fastest into the final by some 5 seconds. As a welcome, Gianne Rooney. There is great excitement and tension around the opening night's action here at the Australian Swim Trials.
Certainly is, Tomo. I can't believe our first race up features Arnie. She looked brilliant in the heats this morning. Underworld record pace for the first 150-metre mark.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the better tonight for event 1, the final of the women's 400-metre freestyle final.
It is a magnificent first night's action.
Representing Southern Performance,
our global superstars, Ariarne Titmus in the 400, and coming up, Kaylee McEwen right on her heels in the 200 IM final. The first swimmer on pool deck for this final is Molly Walker, an 18-year-old. 4 minutes 16.88 to make it through to the final. What a moment for her, the youngest swimmer in this final. Rebecca Jacobson swims from Brisbane Grammar. It is pretty much an all Brisbane final, this one. Queensland has a dominant hand in Australian swimming these days. Leah Neal, a veteran at 28, the oldest in this final, has been a regular on the Australian swim team over a number of years. Trains here in the Chandler pool, so she'll be comfortable in her surrounds. A really good crowd as well. Great encouragement for all of the Australians. Certainly winning is critical, but this is all about shaping a team that can compete on the world stage as we head to Paris.
Amelia Webber just noticed there in lane 2, the 18-year-old from St Peter's Western. There's 4 in this final from the Dean Boxall coached St Peter's Western. Kia Melverton, another one of those, 27 years old. Kia, exceptional across distance events for Australian swimming for a number of years. Jamie Perkins, 19-year-old from St Peter's Western, will swim in lane 3.
And one of the 2-star acts in the final, Lani Pallister. She's the world short course champion. She wowed world swimming with her efforts in Melbourne in the world short course titles about 18 months ago. And as James pointed out, should she progress through to Paris, she'll emulate her mum, Janelle Elford, in becoming an Olympian. And here's the local hero, the world record holder and the defending Olympic champion.
Actually, I had a quick chat to Arnie as she was putting on that dark pink suit earlier, and she admitted to being a little bit nervous tonight. And I wonder if that's because she wants to send a message. I'm wondering if she wants to send a message tonight, if she wants to send a message to the rest of the world and boost her own confidence levels in the process and go into Paris once again as the hunted.
I saw her just before I ran up here, G, and she was all smiles. So I'm not sure where she's at. She looks good. She definitely looks relaxed.
Starting with a bang this week, Ariarne Titmus from lane 4. So all the action in the centre of the pool. Lani Pallister probably won the start. In fact, she comes up marginally ahead of Ariarne. And Jamie Perkins in lane 3, also up near the speed, but Ariarne just starting to pull through in the middle. She had such a dominant lead in the heat this morning at about the halfway mark. She was a couple of body lengths ahead and just continued to put a space on the rest of the opposition. And Ariarne turns ahead of Lani Pallister and Jamie Perkins after 50.
She's out quickly. So that world record split that we're watching here is also Ariarne Titmus. So this is the pace that we watch her swim. The way that she's going to be able to go out, the way that she's going to be able to control this race. The key mark for Ariarne Titmus is at the last 100 metres to go. This is when all of the training, all of her preparation comes into play, but she's setting herself up very nicely through that first 100.
Strong swim from Lani as well in lane 5. Lani breathes to the left every stroke like a traditional distance swimmer, so she's got into that stroke and that rhythm very early. She's actually almost gaining ground on Arnie in this 3rd lap when she's breathing away from her, so almost very aware that she's got to keep within striking distance of Arnie and hoping that Arnie will drag her to a PB in a qualifying time.
And that's what you can do. You can go off one of the other competitors, be in there being just the kind of slipstream that they have, be able to carry through some of their speed.
And just keep an eye on the clock too in relation to Lani Pallister, because it is a very small but select group of swimmers that have broken the 4-minute barrier in the 400. Ariarne being one, Summer McIntosh, Katie Ledecky, Federica Pellegrini and Erica Fairweather.
So this will be interesting at the 200-metre mark. Arnie's still under her own world record pace at this stage. This is where she dropped off slightly this morning. Have a look at the clock. She's still nearly half a second under.
She's been consistent every 50 metres. Let's see if this crowd can also help Arnie through this race. But Lani Pallister being able to stick it with her right here, incredibly impressive.
So Ariarne asserting her dominance, but Lani Pallister right there as she searches to break that 4-minute barrier in the 400, but Ariarne, she's clapped it on here, and she's suddenly 2 body lengths ahead of Lani Pallister. The crowd that have come here to Chandler tonight are hoping to see a world record in the first final.
I feel like she just lifted almost off that turn.
This is a movement that she's put in place with kind of like a set piece for Ariarne. I think Lani Pallister being so close to her, it's actually spurred her on. She hasn't known exactly what pace she's at. She wants to be out ahead. She wants to have that lead, almost bring it to 4 or 5 metre mark lead. Key point, last 100 metres.
This is where we also need to keep an eye on Lani. Has she gone out too hard? We're seeing a bit of a resurgence of Jamie Perkins in lane 3, the 19-year-old training partner of Arnie, so she knows what she's capable of. But right now, it is all Ariarne Titmus. That 6-beat kick has almost increased with 100 metres to go. What time is she capable of tonight?
So she's still under world record pace by quite a margin, and the crowd urging this global superstar on. She has put a space between herself and Lani Pallister. She goes into touch, still under world record time.
This is going to be very tight. This all comes down to the last 50 metres, relying on the crowd, relying on that 6-beat kick that she has there as well. Come on, Arnie.
30 metres to swim. It's Ariarne versus the world record. Can we start this week in the most stunning of fashion? Ariarne's hanging on. The red line's coming. Ariarne Titmus, she might be getting a little bit tired. She's stretching out on the wall. The world record's gone, but watch out, world. The Olympic champs coming back for more gold. Lani Pallister touches the wall and has also booked a spot for Paris. What a set. Anyone here tonight won't forget that swim. That is a message.
Wow, talk about goosebumps. She's only 6/100ths of a second outside her own world record. Shows you how dominant she was over those last 5 metres when she set that world record. But an incredible swim tonight. As I said, she was nervous tonight for a reason. Maybe she knew that that's what she wanted. She knew she was capable of that time.
6/100ths off your best time. Only person in the world that can swim that fast. It's a very good message that we're sending out to her rivals around the world.
So coming in, Ariarne owned 5 of the 10 fastest times ever. Make it 6. Well, that was stunning. And how much more improvement is there? You get the feeling she wanted to really dazzle her home fans, and there's the ever faithful family. So much belief in what Ariarne